Hey guys, welcome to Bridget's Real Estate Channel, and today we are going to go over how to get you prepared for 2025 in your short-term rental Airbnb journey. So we're going to look at the rest of the year, what we have for 2024, see how we can set ourselves up to best be prepared so when 2025 hits, we are ready to go, we are making profit, we are getting our bookings, and we are successful. So let's go.
All right, so let's get started. Airbnb Blueprint to Success. This video is going to focus on making you knowledgeable on determining if a property is profitable or not. And then if you are not the one that's looking at getting into short-term rentals and you're a real estate investor or realtor like myself, this can help you determine whether or not a client's property will be profitable or not. So let's get started. A little bit about myself, Bridget Hagen-Peter. I have been in the short-term rental market since 2013 when we were renting out our home in Wilmington, North Carolina. And right now, I have a home that's located in Vermont. It's in the top 5% of homes up there near Jay Peak Ski Resort. We absolutely love it. It's been a blast. And then I've been very, very fortunate to help friends kind of start their journey on Airbnb and help them grow, which has been so much fun. Educating and helping is what I absolutely love to do. So I'm so excited to share this with you today. So the first thing you want to do when finding the right place is identify your target market, right? And you want to find markets that have tourist attractions. Is it an area that tourists want to come to? Is it a business travel hotspot? Are there unique activities around? What draws people to that area? Figure that out, find that niche, and then educate yourself on that entire market area. Next is understanding local regulations, laws, ordinances. Are short-term rentals allowed? And what are the regulations that are in place right now for short-term rentals? So regulations are not always a bad thing. They can actually be very, very helpful. And it's better to know the rules and regs getting into the property instead of buying the property, get your Airbnb started, then come to find out there's new rules, there's new regulations. So make sure you're fully aware of what's going on in your area. And then understand your competition and understanding the short-term rental data for that area. So how saturated is the market? What's the average nightly rate for that market? And what's the average occupancy rate? Another thing you can find with some of these tools are what are the big amenities that everybody has? And as you're going through pictures and you're going through metrics, you can see kind of what is performing well in the area that you're looking at. So when you go to identify your target market, utilize your data tools. My two favorite are AirDNA and PriceLabs, and I'll be going over those later on in the video. And check out your competition. So hop on Airbnb, hop on VRBO, and take a look at their pictures, read their amenities, see what their nightly rates are, and kind of get a vibe for what's going on in that area. Another big thing with your target area is identifying a good support network. So I live in Florida. My house is in Vermont. I have a very good support network up there, and I would suggest reaching out to vendors and suppliers in the area that you're looking at to make sure they can take on cleaning another house or managing another house. See what those costs are, if they have availability to take you on when you're ready to start going live on your Airbnb. So making sure you have a good support network is going to be pivotal for your success. When it comes to understanding your local laws and regulations, hop on the town website or give town hall a call. These are things that will really affect how profitable your business will be. So make sure you fully understand, again, what is happening in your area. So again, town websites, state websites are a great way to find out a lot of the information. But then also ask your realtor. Your realtor should know this information. And if you are a realtor like me, then you want to make yourself an expert in this area. And you can say, hey, I help with short-term rental investors. I am an expert on this area. I understand the rules, the regulations. Make sure you understand your area and what's in place right now. The next is if you're hopping into a condo, an apartment, a gated community, make sure you know the HOA rules for subletting and the length of sublet that you're allowed to do. And again, that can all be done with an email, a phone call, reading through the websites. The information is there. You just have to ask for it sometimes, right? So, data tools. Understanding your market is going to make you have the most educated guess on whether or not the property is going to be profitable or not. There's tons and tons of resources at your fingertips, and I'm going to go over just a couple. So, we've got AirDNA, PriceLabs, and utilizing Airbnb. There's other websites like Rabu is another popular one that we use, but I guess for the intuitiveness, I really enjoy using AirDNA and PriceLabs. So let's hop in. We're going to look at a couple properties and a couple market areas and see what these tools look like and the information that these tools give you. So let's go. Let's dive in. All right. So here we go. I've pulled up AirDNA here, and this is a market that I am very interested in, and it checks the boxes of would people come to visit this because there is, it is a tourist area. We've got the beaches that are right there, but then also the unique activities are Port Canaveral, right? So you've got Disney cruises leaving out of there. You've got multiple different cruise lines that leave right out of there, but also you've got space exploration, which if you live in Florida and you live anywhere near the coast, you know that almost every 2 afternoons there's a rocket launch that's going on. So the space industry is really kicking off here in Florida. It's been amazing to see. You've got the cruise ships and you got the beaches. So this is an area that I am interested in and I think has really potential to grow from where it is now. So I can see here that how's this market performing? It's performing okay. Again, I really think that this is a good time to invest in this market because there's a lot that's going on that will enhance people coming to this market. But I can see, okay, 59%, that's where it's at now. Occupancy rate I've got here at 56%. Average daily nightly rate is about $267. And I can kind of just go down and take a look at the market itself and see there's tons of information here to see what's going on and how I can compare my home to the homes that are listed in here. And this goes over what I really like here is, the amenities that the homes have. And so you can look down here to see what are the most common amenities that all these homes have. So you've got this right here, AirDNA, that you can, again, do a deep dive into tons and tons of information here to see, is it a well-performing market? Is it a not so good performing market? But this has a ton of information to where you can see what's the revenue. I'm working right now on the basic plan. So it's not the free plan, it's the basic plan. But I've got enough information from the basic plan that I'm happy with it and I can kind of get the information I need from just having this basic plan. And I think for the most part, you guys can do the same with just utilizing this basic plan. So I'm going in here, I can see, okay, I've got my information, some data points from here. I hop into PriceLabs. One of the things that I really like to do here is do my market research and create a market dashboard. And I create a market dashboard for maybe one of the homes that I'm interested in this area. And it takes about 5 minutes to create this market dashboard. I already pre-populated the market dashboard, so we didn't have to sit here and wait. And what this does is it's another tool to look at how well the market is or is not performing. And with PriceLabs, what I really like too is you can really pull in specific comps to see how well the area is doing and narrow it down to, if you're looking at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, how are the other 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes doing? Or if you're looking at a condo, how are the condos doing and how are they performing? So let's get started here and take a look. Okay, So now we can see here, this breaks down my estimated revenue, my occupancy rate, the average daily rate, active listings, bookings, booking window. So this also goes into the comp set to where if I'd like, I can zoom in and kind of really narrow down on the area to where I put in a home that I was interested in. So I put in the address and now it really zones in on, who's around here, what their, how many bedrooms they have. It goes into, if I click on it, it'll bring me right over to their listing and I can check out their pictures, their listing, see what they have. And I can see here that they've got a pool. You always want to have water feature jump out as one of the first photos on Airbnb. But I can compare my potential listing to the other listings around this area by taking into account this listing map. And as I scroll down here, I can also see based off how many bedrooms, what their minimum night stay requirement is, how they have dynamic pricing set up if they don't. But then the same thing here is if I'm interested in viewing just a comparison of the comparable properties that are comparable to my potential property, I can click through and select those and then view my competition settings and look at those. And another way, if I'm interested in, okay, I've got a 3-bedroom here that's got a 2-night minimum stay. If I want to look and see what that looks like as comparison, if I click on this, it'll bring me over to their Airbnb as well. So it's a great way to just kind of do a quick search to see what's in the area, what's my competition, how are they doing. Click, bring me over to their Airbnb. I can see all of their photos. And then this also shows me their estimated average revenue. And it's nice to see here, are there highs and lows in this market? And with being Merritt Island, I can see that, okay, come July through October, surprisingly, that's kind of a low time for them to see what the average revenue is there. So you can look at the average occupancy, average daily rate, what their booking window looks like. And this kind of goes through the amount of listings that are in the area based off their bedroom number, their nightly prices, when they're how much they're booked, and there's just a lot of information as you go through here to see if the market that you're looking at is worth it. So you can take your time, kind of look through all of this information here. Again, on the PriceLabs, I'm on the basic plan, and that has done enough for me. The other thing that I like about this PriceLabs that we do utilize is I do utilize the dynamic pricing. I just find it helpful, and we have comps that we have selected, and the system kind of looks at the comparable properties in the area and sets kind of what the price range should be for the different nights. We put in a min, we put in a max, we put in the base rate, and then the dynamic pricing kind of takes it from there, makes it nice and easy. So if there's a property that you're interested in, you can look on here, go on Zillow, look at the property, take that property, go into the overall market in the AirDNA, and then go even further by creating the market dashboard for the home that you're interested in, and look at all the metrics that would really matter to you to see whether or not it's going to be profitable. Okay guys, so I wanted to show you another thing that I like to do and utilize a tool is I'm going to look at Zillow here, right? And I am interested in this home, and you may say, why are you interested in this home? Well, this home has waterfront, 140 feet of waterfront that I can also kind of double dip on income here, that I can rent out my the deck out back for boaters and fishermen. If they want to utilize a slip and pay for a slip, I can rent that out. And then I can also do this home as a short-term rental. So she does need a little TLC, but I think for the most part right now, she's on Merritt Island. She's close to Port Canaveral. She's close to being able to see the shuttle launches, and she's close to the beaches. So she's got a lot of boxes that are checked, and I'm happy with. So the next thing I do is I'm going to pull up my Airbnb profitability calculator. And so what I've done is I've taken a lot of the information from what I can find on Zillow, or if you're a realtor, you go to your MLS, you can get all this information from the MLS. So I've put all this in. I got the asking price here. They just did a good price reduction about like 10 days ago. The home's been sitting on the market for a while. So I may look to come in a little bit low and work myself up from there. But let's just say I've got 470 in there for an agreed upon price. We know that with investment properties, we typically look at 15% down. So I've got that in. And yeah, so all my gray here is something I don't need to worry about populating. It just does it for me. We've got that set up. I've got setup costs in here that I have about 10,000. That's what I'm going to start with, making the home ready to go for Airbnb. The average nightly rate, what I've done here is I've gone through and I have gone through my PriceLabs and I've picked out the homes that I think are most comparable to this home here and what my potential property would look like. And so I kind of dive into the 3 bedrooms and I look at what homes are going that are similar to my potential property. And so I've looked through these on Airbnb, and I can see a couple more on the first page. But I've looked at that average nightly rate, and from what I think is comparable, I came out to about 200, and that's being on the conservative side, right? So I did 200 a night. That seems to be very, I think I can get that absolutely by looking at the comparisons. And then I took the average nightly rate, or excuse me, I took the occupancy rate that I have here on PriceLabs, and I just put that into this Excel. So 52%. On the cleaning fee, it's just a direct swap for me on the cleaning fee. I don't do an upcharge. If it costs me $150, then I charge the guest $150 and I pay the cleaning company $150. So I don't really track that much. I put it on here so you can have it as an income, and I have it on the expense side. But for me, it's a wash. It's just, it goes straight to our cleaning person. So with the 15% down on the purchase price, I get my mortgage amount, 30-year term, interest rates about 7%. So let's just leave it there. And then this kind of breaks down what I have for my mortgage. Then for the estimated property tax and insurance, these are things that you can find on Zillow, you can find in your MLS. But also you can reach out to insurance brokers just to kind of get an idea of what you're looking at for insurance. If you don't put down the full 20%, then you'll have PMI. And so I've kind of accounted here. We just put down 15%. So I'll have PMI on my mortgage. And again, you can get this number directly from a lender, but I've put it in here that it might be about $90 a month. These are estimated utilities that I have in here, estimated cable, 5% for repairs and maintenance, tough word, monthly. And then I put 0 in for management fee here because I manage my property. So I think I'll be able to do this here. And what I can see after adding in all this information is this property is not going to be profitable. I see that I have a negative 2% here. So what I can do from here is I can adjust, okay, do I think I can get 220 at a 52% rate? If I do that, this should have changed to green. I'm at a positive 2% return. I need to change my formula so that turns green. But okay, that's relying on the $220 a night average nightly rate. Another thing I can do here is I can adjust my asking price, right? I can put more money down. So these are different ways where we can see, you can utilize this calculator to see if it's going to be a profitable property for you or not. Okay, so now that you've found your property and you see that it's profitable, the next thing you're going to want to do is finance your property. And with that, it's finding a lender and understanding what loan options are available to you. So, when it comes to financing, a couple high level things is typically a down payment is going to be about 15% on an investment loan. This is kind of what's going on in the industry. And so you'll get more specifics when you ask a lender, but just kind of be prepared for that at least 15% down. Next are different loan types. You've got DSCR loans, you've got second home loans, creative financing, owner financing. So there's many options out there for you to take a look at. And then the next is the business going to buy this account, buy this property, or are you going to buy this property and then transfer it into the business? So these are all things to think about and go over with your lender. And then purchase and go live. So in 1 to 30 days from when you're starting to look at a property, within 30 days, you could have that house under contract, move in. That all can happen within 30 days, right? So typical closing is 30 days. You can either speed that up if the owner is out of the house and they're ready to go. But 1 to 30 days, you're looking at identifying your property, getting your offer accepted, doing the home inspection, creating the business, doing all that work within that 30 days. 30 to 50 days is when you can get into renovating, decorating, securing your support network, creating your booking page, creating your guest book, getting into the fun stuff, and then anywhere between really even those 30 days, but I have it in here as the 50 to 60 days. Go live, get yourself booking, welcome your first guest, and receive that first paycheck. So it's a relatively very short timeline that you can start looking at a property to being under contract and welcoming your first guest. So it's a very exciting process and journey to go through. When you start booking, I would suggest kind of right away, once you get the house under contract, if you're doing upgrades to it, start an Airbnb, or excuse me, start an Instagram and bring followers to your Instagram so they can see the progress that you're making on this house. Once you get the house to a point on where you can take some good professional photos, get those professional photos taken, and then start a coming soon page on Airbnb and let it be known to your followers that, hey, we just started the coming soon. We will have bookings starting, and then identify your date. So create that, start creating your guest book, secure your support network. That's your management company, your cleaning company, a general contractor for any emergency calls. And then as you're going through this as well, you will determine, are you going to do instant bookings? What's your cancellation policy going to look like? And set up those automated responses just to make your life a lot easier. And then just very high level, how to stand out on Airbnb when you're starting. Making sure your first photo is really your very catching photo, right? And then after that, you want to have about 25 photos. And make sure if you've got a water feature, like everyone says, or if you have something really unique to your home that will capture your audience and capture potential guests, make that your first picture and have your first couple pictures be of things that are really intriguing to your guests. And then when it comes to your property title, don't just put in, the house name, like the pink egg or something like that. Put in things that are captivating that a guest is looking for, like watch rockets off your front porch, 5 minutes from port. Things that tell people the location of your home, the amenity of the home, and why they should be coming to your home. Instant booking does seem to do better than the request to book. Make sure you're fitting into the proper categories that you want your home to fit into. So, like, we are a ski resort. I want to make sure I'm in categories for cabins, for skiing, for snowboarding, views. I want to make sure that I am in these categories and make sure that you are in the correct categories that you're in as well. So putting words in there that capture the sights, the views, the amenities that you have. Make sure that's all very well known on Airbnb. and also getting reviews as soon as you can and building up those reviews as soon as you can is really important as well. And then target your niche and kind of market towards that audience. So if you are going for families that want to stay at the beach, make sure you make that very well known in your description for your Airbnb. All right, guys. Well, that covers it for now. There's so much to go over and there's so much to break down. And if you ever have any questions, I am here for you. And my goal is to help you succeed. So please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions or comments or any concerns or anything you may have. I am here to help you. So thank you very much for listening. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you.